Hello friends, a very happy new year to all of you. Megha here. Welcome back to my channel. Let's code them up. Have you made any new year resolutions? Well, I have. Mine is to publish at least one video per week. Let's see for how long I will be able to follow this resolution and keep up this schedule. Hopefully, all year. Fingers crossed. In this video, we will study collections in Swift. But first of all, you might be wondering, what is a collection? A collection can be defined as an object containing multiple elements. For example, a crate of eggs. It is a collection of eggs. Swift has three collection types, namely array, set, and dictionary. We will look one by one on how these are initialized and what all operations can we perform on them. So without any further delay, let's begin. Let's start with arrays. Array is an ordered list of elements of same data type. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 10 is an array of integers from 1 to 10. In Swift, arrays are initialized using three different methods. So we will be using three different arrays for these three different methods so that we can understand them easily. The first array is going to be an array of odd numbers. The second array is going to be storing price of oranges. And the third array is going to be storing the names of the houses of Hogwarts. Have you guys read Harry Potter? Well, I have read all of them and I love them and I love the movies too. Let's start with our first method for the array of odd integers. We initialize any variable using the var keyword. The odd number here is the name of our variable, so var odd number equals array and then followed by int and followed by function brackets to initialize that array. So array is the keyword for our collection object and int is the keyword for the elements that collection is going to hold. As you can see that this odd number is initialized as an empty array from here. If we print this odd number array, we see that empty brackets, empty square brackets followed by slash n is printed. So we have to initialize this array with some values. As you all know that odd numbers are 3, 5, 7, 9, so and so on. So we initialize this array odd number with 3, 5, 7, 9, comma separated in a square brackets and closed in the square brackets. So now our array is not empty. It holds these values 3, 5, 7 and 9. Let's start with our second method. In this method we type in var price oranges equals double in closed square brackets followed by the function brackets to initialize the array. What we are doing here is that we are using the square brackets to tell the compiler that this variable is of type array, and double tells the compiler that the array is going to contain elements of type double. We can also see that the array is an empty array as it was initialized in the method 1. Instead of initializing this array like we did in the first method, we are going to add values in this array using the append method. Let's see how it is done. We write price oranges dot append. Now as soon as I started writing append, Playground prompts me with the methods that start with ap and the append method is at the top. I select that append method and now it is asking me to add an element. So we add 14.6, which is a decimal value. Similarly, we add another value 56.4 and you can see that 56.4 is added after 14.6 and not before. So what happens is append method always adds a value at the end of the array. It never adds it at first or in the middle. It always adds at the end of the array. Let's add another value 14.6 again and you can see that this 14.6 is added after 56.4 at the end of the array. Another point to note here is that there are two 14.6 in an array. So array can have two similar values in it. Moving on to the last method. This method is also called the array literal method. Before initializing a string array, let's initialize a variable of string type. So we write var house colon string is equal to Gryffindor in double quotation marks. Here we see that this variable is a string variable and it can hold only one value. It cannot hold more than one value. So we add the square brackets in front of string and the end of the string also, and we enclose the Gryffindor in the square brackets and also add Hufflepuff to it. Now you can see that just by adding these square brackets, this variable turns into an array. You can check whether it is an array or not by printing it. So we print house and we get the output as Gryffindor and Hufflepuff enclosed in the square brackets followed by a slash and symbol, and that shows that it is an array. Let's comment the initialization of house variable and copy it, and after print let's paste it, and we see that print is throwing an error because we have not initialized house and using it. So we remove the print statement from there and print and paste it after the second initialization. The error vanishes. Plus there is another thing to note, that the compiler has already inferred that house is an array of type string and printed it. So we can use colon string and we cannot use, it is up to us. Now we have seen how to initialize an array. Our work doesn't stop here. We have to see what all operations can perform an array. Counting it on my fingers, the append operation that we have already seen, the insert operation, that means we can insert any element at any position in an array, and the delete operation, that is the remove method, which is used to remove an element from any location in an array, or remove all method, which removes all the elements in the array. The last is the count, which is used to count the number of elements in an array. Apart from these, we can also retrieve any element from any location in an array. So let's see one by one how these all are implemented. Starting with the append function, which you have already seen. Let's append the value Ravenclaw to our house variable. So we write as house.append and Ravenclaw in double quotation marks inside the function brackets. You can see that Ravenclaw is added at the end of the array after Hufflepuff. Next is the insert function. For the insert function example, let's insert Slytherin after Gryffindor in our house array. House.in. As soon as I write in, the Xcode prompts me with the various methods that start with in, out of which insert is the second method, and I select it. Now it is asking me to add a new element and the index, which is the at int position. So I add Slytherin as the new element, and for the index I add 1. As soon as I click enter, we can see that Slytherin has been added at the right position after Gryffindor. Do you wonder how does this happen? How do we know that Slytherin has been added at the right position? We can see that by clicking this show result here. So we can see that this array is printed with this indices here, and we can see that Gryffindor is at 0 and Slytherin is at 1, and we have been intending to insert Slytherin at the 1 position. Well, I don't want Slytherin to be at the number 2 position, so I want to remove it. We do that by remove method. Let's type in house.remove, and we can see that there are two methods here, remove and remove all, but we don't want to delete all the elements from the array, so we just select the remove method and we type in the index as 1 because that is the index where Slytherin is placed, and when we click enter, we can see that the Slytherin has been deleted from our array. Now we need to check in whether this Slytherin has been removed from the house array or not. We can do that by using print statement. So let's print house. You can see that Slytherin has been removed from the house array after Gryffindor. It's straight to Hufflepuff. But if you want to see it clearly, click the show result button, and this is visible here clearly that Slytherin is no more in the house array. Next is to count the number of items in our array. So we print it by writing print house.count, and we can see the output is 3, which is the number of elements in our array house. Next comes the retrieval. We can do a simple retrieval by writing print house and index 2 in square brackets, and we can see that it prints Ravenclaw, which is at number 2. Hooray! Now we know how to initialize array and how to perform operations on an array. Let's do the set and dictionary in the next video, because this video has already become so long. And if you have any questions or comments, please do write them in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, tata, bye bye, and happy new year once again.